Hi everyone and welcome back. I think it's about time that I unbox this kit since I've had it for almost a year now. And this is G-System's 1/72nd scale DO. The box itself is about the size of a normal PG kit, but as usual it is filled to the brim with parts. So let's get into the smaller parts first. On top you get an A4 size water slide decals, then a bunch of accessories such as metal thrusters, beam sabers, metal springs for energy cables, set energy cables, LEDs, metal screws, more metal parts, and a huge sheet of photo edge. Next up are all the resin parts. The version I got is the colored one, which is nice. It gives you an idea of how it will look in the end. And to give perspective into how big this kit is, even though it is a 1/72nd scale, it will be about as tall as the PG Unicorn Gundam, but way wider. Just look at how big the back skirt is. And then there's the inner frame. Like I said in my new Gundam video, G-System only has one inner frame design across all their kits, and they deal with the proportion problem with adding extra pieces to the frame, which is genius, and I will show some example later. This frame however is different to the one in the new Gundam, because this one is pre-assembled and it's plastic, and thank god it is miles better than the resin one in the new Gundam, hands down. You can see the joints are fairly tight, which is good for all the heavy armor that's gonna go on. So a little background on G-System. They were very active in the late 2000s and early 2010s and made a bunch of massive kits. I find most of their kits have weird proportions like the New and Sasabi, but a few of them are freaking sweet like the Senanju and Kshatriya. And the DO is one of those sweet looking kits. They made it a little bit taller so it looks less stubby and the amount of details is just right. So I mentioned how they add parts to change the proportions of each kit. This is how the legs look out of the box, and then with the other parts, and then finally with armor on. And this is sort of how it looks assembled. I didn't film most of the test fitting because it just took so long, and I only test fitted for its structural integrity. It's kinda hard to have all the tiny pieces on without gluing. But overall it is pretty stable, thank god. I only needed to make a little support for the back skirt. The size of it is so intimidating. Here is a PG Unleashed in comparison. Oh, I remember that photo edge sheet. In the manual they only show you where to apply half of them, so for the other half you have to figure out where they go from the photos. And it's the same case for the waterslide decals as well, as there is no guide for where they go. But that's just something you encounter quite often when you're doing resin kits anyway. But yeah, this will have to do for now. Like and subscribe to see more of this, and I'll see you soon.